Hello, I'm James Martin, owner of Ristorante Gilardi's, and today what's cooking local is chicken piccata. First, what we're going to do, you've got a preheated pan here. Kind of get that pan nice and warm. I like to use a little bit of olive oil just to kind of get that nice color. What you're going to do is you're going to coat this pan all the way through. Really let it soak in the pan. And what you want to see is just very tiny little bubbles that will be appearing in your oil here, and that shouldn't take us very long, being on a commercial stove and all. While that's heating, what we'll do is we'll take our chicken, and I like to keep my chicken quite separate from everything else. And we're going to dredge that chicken through lightly salted and peppered flour. So just light, we don't need to overdo it here. And you can already smell that oil. Once that oil starts getting hot, key to cooking is your sense of smell, as well as obviously sound, taste, and sight. So we'll set these chickens in here. You can see that oil is nice and hot. Now, when you initially put that in there, you want that oil to really get that chicken started right away. You kind of see how that's cooking around in there. We're going to let that sit for just a moment. And this is a process. You want to get your chicken about 145 degrees. In the restaurant, we can do it by feel. We often use a thermidor just to double check and make sure. One of the things I learned with the piccatas is that if you sear them, get them almost ready, and then bake them in the oven, it seems to kind of seal in all the juices, keep everything alive inside that chicken breast. Now, these are pretty small chicken breasts, so they won't take us very long. And we do like to cook on high heat here. Put a touch more oil in here. You can see you're getting this nice brown color to it. You see how that's working there? Pan's still nice and hot. I'm going to let that sear up here for just a little bit. I think that's just probably another 2 minutes in the pan, then you want to throw it in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes. And of course, you know, if you feel more comfortable, particularly with chicken, you're welcome to use the thermidor, which will give you an accurate reading in digital real time. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and take this. It's going to go what we call sizzle pan. And we're going to put that right in the oven. You can see you got a nice even brown on there. Put that in the oven. I like to keep my oven about 350 degrees. So we're going to turn the heat down here just a little bit on our piccata sauce. The first thing you're going to do is what we do here at the restaurant is we have what is called a base, and it is a white wine, garlic, chicken stock base, essentially. Put a little bit of that in there. There's a lot of excitement going on in there. So we have a 2-ounce ladle, what we call our white wine garlic base there. And we're getting that nice and warm again. And again, just like the olive oil, bring it over, starting to see those bubbles starting to appear in that pan. That's really what you're looking for. I like to, first thing, throw your mushrooms in. I like to let those render down for just a little bit. And rendering down is a very important concept, particularly in Italian cooking. Rendering, essentially what it means is we're taking the flavors of what we're working with and we're making the pan have that flavor. So you're going to, the mushrooms, you get a very nice rich flavor. And I'll cook these things down just about halfway. But I like things nice and fresh. I think a lot of cooks and chefs overcook their food. And about this point, we've got color through your mushrooms. Give them a little toss. Artichoke hearts. This is going to do a nice job as well of flavoring that pan, giving it that nice lemon, that kind of bitterness that works really well with that lemon. Springtime flavor too, so I love artichokes. Chicken piccata in the springtime. Watch out, you get a little flame going on in there with the oil. No big deal. That's kind of what you want, actually. About this point, hit it with a little salt and pepper. Capers, one of my favorite berries. A wonderful, wonderful flavor on those. We'll continue to render those down for just a little bit. Don't be afraid of flame. Flame's going to give it a nice rich flavor as well. If you were here in the kitchen, you could smell these artichokes, you smell these capers going. It's a very nice process. Alright, so at this point, you can kind of take a look. You can see we've got nice brownness all around your mushrooms. Your artichoke hearts have gotten a little brown in there. That's always a very nice sign. At this point, can't go wrong, a little bit of lemon juice. Take your fresh lemon, take a half. Now, there's a certain way you do it. You just kind of squeeze it here. And again, we're flavoring that pan nicely. Take a nice healthy pat of butter. If you like butter like I do, maybe 2. And we're going to reduce the heat down on that one just a little bit. You can see we're getting a really nice color there. Got a lot of flavor. At this point, I'll set this back on my back burner and just kind of let that rest while I'm still waiting on my chicken in there. I'm going to cook up our vegetables really quickly. Can't go wrong with a little oil. And I like a little spice to mine. So I'll throw a little crushed red pepper in for my vegetables. Make your vegetables is whatever vegetable medley you're looking for. We like to go as healthy as possible. We don't use a whole lot of oil here either. A little pinch of salt and pepper. Just a little bit more. Lost one. It's okay. It happens all the time. Remember, take your clean spatula that was not used on your chicken. I want that. I'm going to reach around, keep an eye on your sauce there. Boy, that's looking really nice. And you can have fun with the picatas too. Okay, vegetables are almost done. Getting a nice onion flavor here in the kitchen. And we set that off and let that rest. Well, you definitely don't want to overcook your vegetables. It's a lot like pasta. You want to have that crisp feeling to it. So at that point, we're almost ready to plate. Alright, at this point we're about ready for plating. So we've had our sauce sitting and resting nicely there. It's a nice buttery, lemony sauce. Got our vegetables ready. Let's go ahead and grab our mashed potatoes. Now these are garlic mashed potatoes, and the thing I like about mashed potatoes is if you leave the skin on half of the potato as you're cutting them and cooking them, it really gives it more texture, gives it more flavor, I believe, especially if you use a good quality potato. Let's grab our chicken here out of the oven. Wow, nice and brown there. That's what we're looking for. Take that, set it up on a nice cross cut. Take your vegetables, and I like to kind of spin my plate a little bit as I'm doing that. Kind of gives an even layer of the vegetables out of there. Of course, grandmother said, waste not, want not. Pretty food tastes better. Make sure your plates look clean when you present them. And then we're going to take that piccata, give it another little toss real quick. Nice. And now you can do all kinds of different variations. I kind of like picatas a little bit with some tomatoes. It's always a nice option there. And that is your chicken piccata. And this is James Martin with Ristorante Gilardi's, and that's what's cooking local.